When they started off the serve, and they served it wrong, and it got over the net, and they just kept on hitting the ball, and it really got me mad.
Okay.
And they wouldn't listen to me to stop because it was all started wrong.
All righty. You remember today's cue. I thought I was doing something right, but I got into trouble. Well, let me see. Who wants to go? All right, let's start. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was walking my dog Spanky, and he had his leash on, and I took his leash off, and then he started running all the way up the block, and then he stopped for a minute, and I got him, and I brought him back, and I got in trouble for it.
You got in trouble, and what you were doing right is...
Oh, well, I thought I was going to let him go.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to run away. I was just going to walk him without his leash.
Right, and how did you feel?
That's a problem.
All right. Now, would you like to go?
I didn't think of anything yet.
All right, real good. Then who would like to go next? Would you like to go next?
Well, okay. It was the day when we were playing baseball, and I was on third base, and somebody else on our team was getting ready to hit the ball, so they hit a fly.
Okay.
And I thought that they wouldn't catch it. Well, but they did, and I ran to home, and everybody else started yelling at me.
Okay, real good. You want to go next?
At a baseball game, I was looking for a seat. And there was a guy here, a space, and then another guy. So I sat down in that space. Then a little while later, a guy came over to me and said, "Hey, get out of my seat." And I said, "No, I found it first." And he said, "No, I went over to get a drink of water." And I came back.
Okay.
And so then we got into an argument. That's all.
That's, what can we say? All right. Well, I get in trouble lots of times. The other day, I really got in trouble because I rented a car. And guess what? I couldn't get the key out. So I was there 15 minutes fiddling with that key, and I couldn't find the right button. So I was late for a meeting. Made me feel pretty bad. All right. How about you?
My mom went out to go shopping, and so I got some clothes that were dirty, and so I washed it. And when my mom got home, she yelled at me because she thought I used a whole bunch of soap and ruined the clothes, but I didn't.
Okay. How would you like to role play one of these things? Okay.
I forgot what role play means.
Oh, role play is when you make believe. We choose actors and so on. Who would like to have theirs role play?
I do.
Can I?
Okay, why don't we go with Willie? Let's do Willie's. Okay, now what was yours again?
On the bleachers, the boy that wanted to take my seat because...
He kind of came up behind you and... All right, well, listen, Willie, I'll tell you what. Why don't you look around and pick the different people who you want to be in your role-playing session?
Megan, you'll be one of the persons sitting around on the bleachers watching the game.
Okay.
Paul, you could be the boy.
Good.
Beatrice, you could be another one sitting down the bleachers, and you would be sitting next to me on the bleachers.
All right, we got it? Okay, go ahead and take them to that section of the room. Okay. All right.
Put it right, yeah. Right here? Uh-huh. Put two back chairs right there, behind that table. Beatrice, you sit right here. Paul, get up on the seat, and during the argument, step down there. And also, don't forget in the argument to say, "I went and got a drink of water." And then watch out for Dave's leg, and no fighting. Okay? Action. Yay!
I got it! All right. Hey, get out of my seat.
No, I found it first.
I have to go get a drink.
No, you dare prove it.
Ask these three. Why don't you guys shut up and watch the game, please? I don't come down here, man. You say anything, you just get out of my seat right now.
No, I found it first. It was an empty space.
Well, let's see you prove it.
You prove it yourself.
I tried to prove it, but you wouldn't believe me.
Well, that's it. That's what happened.
All right. Okay. Now, we've done the role playing. Now, what I'd like to do is for all of us to start thinking of alternatives. Now, if you were Willie, what would you have done? Okay, we're going to go sit in a circle and think of alternatives, all right? You've got one? Fine. Let's go sit down. Now, remember, an alternative is something that you would do if you were in Willie's place. And then we'll go ahead and role play that out. Now, which of you have alternatives? Raise your hand. Alternative, what would you have done in Willie's place? Everybody, you know, okay. How about all of you who haven't been part of our magic circle? Can you think of some different ways Willie and Paul could have handled their problem? Talk about them in your class. After you do, we'll think of some too. Then we'll role play them out. Okay, let me start out with you. What's your alternative?
If I were Willie, I would ask them to squeeze together so everybody can watch the game.
Like, what do you mean squeeze together?
Somebody will take half a seat, and everyone will take half a seat.
And that way, all of them can fit together. All right, do you see? That's what I mean by an alternative. Okay, now, who else has an alternative to Willie's situation? You have an alternative? All right, go ahead, go with yours.
Why don't Willie ask the other guy to flip a coin?
Explain that. Tell us in more detail. How would you see it happening?
When arguing with him, Willie would say, stop, let's flip a coin. And if you get tails, you sit here. And if I get heads, I sit here.
All right, well, now that's another alternative. Anybody else have an alternative? Okay, do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
About, like, Willie stopping and saying that, like, he would sit in the front and the other guy would sit in the back. And at halftime, they'd switch places so each one would see part in the front.
Okay. Now, whose alternative shall we do first? Why don't we go ahead and do your alternative first? All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through it again to the point of where you're arguing, remember? And you're leaning forward, and then I'll yell freeze for her, and you all freeze, and while you're still in freeze position, she will then explain to you what you're going to do, and then she'll stand back and she'll say, unfreeze, and they'll all will go through and finish it, only this time it'll be finished your way, your alternative, okay? Got it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Lead us over there.
Yay! Hey, cut it out!
I was gonna drink water.
Huh, prove it.
Ask these three. Why don't you guys shut up and watch the game, please? Oh, you might know, but I'm coming down here and I'll get you right now. Freeze!
Okay, Willie, this is the way I want you to do it. Let everybody squeeze over so that Paul will have room to sit down. Megan, you'll have half a seat. Beatrice, you'll take half of both seats. Willie, you'll scoot over so that you'll be next to Beatrice so that Paul will have enough room to sit down and watch the game. Unfreeze.
Wait, let's have it so we could scoot over and so everyone could see the game.
Okay, but you better watch it.
All right, scoot over, make room for him.
All right. Very good.
Well, my idea is this, Willie. Well, you have a coin in your pocket?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to stand up and speak loud, like as loud as he is doing, and talk back angry. Well, like he's angry at you and you're angry at him. And I want you to say, well, why don't we flip a coin? I want you to say, this is what we'll do, Paul. All right?
All right.
And you'll say, let's flip a coin. Right?
Okay.
And then, and if the winner sits up front and the loser sits back there. Right? Now you guys are going to do it all the way through my way, all right?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yay! What are you doing in my seat?
What do you mean your seat? It's my seat.
You ask these two.
Why don't you shut up and watch the game, please?
Oh, mind your own business. Come down and tell you things. Now you get out of my seat.
No, I don't have to.
Well, get out.
Wait, how about flipping a coin and then whoever wins gets to sit up here and then whoever loses has to sit back in the back seats.
Okay, but I want heads.
All right, I'll take tails.
Okay, we've done a lot of things. We've been together. We did the magic circle, and we talked about, what was the cue again? We talked about it. Who can give me the cue?
The time you thought you were doing something right, but you got in trouble.
All right, that's the cue. We've talked about it in the magic circle. We selected one of the answers you gave for role playing, so we role played, and then we did the alternatives. We've done all of these things. Now I want to know, what have you gotten out of this? What have you learned? Now think about it. Now, how many of you learned something from this? Raise your hand. You want to talk about it. What have you learned? Go ahead.
I've learned, like, to straighten out the problems with the alternatives. Like, sometimes I could use those alternatives in my own life.
In your own life. Okay, wow, okay. What have you learned, Beatrice? Go ahead.
I learned to communicate to one another and all this thing.
All right, so that's what you got. You've learned to communicate with one another. All right. Okay, have you got...
And explain their feelings and how to stop fights.
Okay.
And,
all righty. LaGale?
Well, it's sort of like the same thing as Susan. It's just learn to straighten out things and don't make everybody else mad. You just straighten things out.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that's what you've gotten out of it. All right. How about you? Have you learned anything?
Well, in case there's trouble, you could use different ideas to straighten things out.
All right, so that's what you've gotten out of it. I've also gotten something out of this whole thing. You know what I've learned? I've learned that when you guys act things out, you know, like in role playing, and it's your own thing and you're working on it, it really makes it easy for me watching to learn more about you. How about you? Have you gotten anything out of it?
well, the fun that I've had out of this is just being able to talk to other people and about just being able to share things.
All right. Paul?
I learned when I get mad, I don't have to fight about things.
Right on.